sit on your bed. What up, y'all? How you doing? This is your boy Gerald. It is Monday, the 29th of September, 2014. How is everybody doing? I hope your weekend was great. Navigating no negativity, claiming yourself. Hold on one second, because we see what's going on, right? We're not gonna do that. But I got something for you. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Come on. Let's go. Come on. Come on. Come on. Alright, y'all, thank you for your patience. I thought I was going to be able to put this out, but Tyson just want to be all up in the sauce, and I'm only on a limited time, so I got to make sure that I'm able to do what I need to do. So first and foremost, how was your weekend? I hope there was no drama, no negative environments that would steal your joy. And if that was the case, and you're able to see this video right now, just know this. There's a reason why you are being placed to see or deal with what's going on. But I'm here to tell you, first and foremost, your higher power, I know him as my Lord Jesus Christ, is there. And as long as you are able to open yourself up to humbly submit your life to him, he's going to protect you, because you're his child. And he's going to make sure that no matter what is going on, you're protected. But you got to first claim him first. Alright? Okay. Alright, I'm looking at my hair all crazy. You got to bear with me. Wow, it's crazy. I want to... You got to bear with me because I'm multitasking too. Alright. Got to make sure it's right. Alright. So, just got in from class, and as I was driving, it was placed on my heart to convey this to you. Now, I know that we are in a season now. We are now in fall. Can you believe that this year has gone through so quickly? If you were to sit down and take account for everything that you've experienced in these 9 months, you've experienced a lot. You've had a lot of joy. You may have had some uncertainties, and unfortunately you may have also had to deal with some challenges, some pain. But just know this: regardless of what's being revealed, you still have this moment right now. This moment right now, as you hear my voice, to change anything about your life that is not right. But before you can even do that, y'all, you've got to be honest with yourself. That's the only way you're going to be able to navigate your life correctly. First, you got to have a relationship with your higher power. Now, I'm humble enough to tell you all each and every time that you hear a voice, hear my video, is I know he is known by many names. But what he knows for sure is he knows your heart. He knows you because he created you. He gave you the breath of life. So there is a correlation there is a correlation that must be also reciprocated back to him. You've got to give props where props is. And that's why a lot of times when we do not invest in ourselves wholeheartedly, we run into the challenges that we face. Sometimes it can be downright scary because the fact that, you may be waking up right now thinking one thing is what you may have always thought it would be. Come to find out it was nothing but an illusion. It was actually nothing but a setback. It was nothing but a challenge. But just know this. Where you headed, the person that you are going to become is relying that you make sound decisions for your life. So my question to you is this. How can you make sound decisions if you're not honest with yourself? So therefore you've got to take accountability for each choice that you make. You know how it is. No one can do anything to you unless you allow it. So therefore, if you allow it, you've already claimed it. And if you claim something that is not giving you what you need to grow, you've got to question why you're in that environment, or worse, why they're in yours. It is very important, y'all, that you see your worth. It is very important that you see your value of your life. But unfortunately, we have a lot of distractors out there. We have a lot of people out there that don't want to see you come into your own. But here's the funny thing about it. Because I made a point not to have a judging heart. I've made a choice to be accountable for my actions. So therefore my steps are going to always be humble. They're always, because at the end of the day, I have to do the work for Gerald. You have to do the work for you. And here's the thing about it. Your life is priceless. You can't buy your life. You can't use your physicality to get you somewhere in life. It don't work. Every time that you use deception, you end up being deceived. That's why I keep trying to convey this. The energy that you put out is the energy that will come back. It will keep coming back until you are on bended knee. That's when divine get right comes into play. But let's be real, y'all. You've got people that are in your life that are trying to infiltrate in your life to hold you back, to set you up. They will tell you what you want to hear, not what you need to hear. The reason why, because this is a position that does not have love in it. So what I'm conveying to you right now, ask yourself this. Why aren't you loving yourself like you should? Do you not realize that the moment that you decide to unadulteratedly love yourself, you will start to have clarity. Now there is a trade-off. I keep trying to tell you this. You're going to have to proverbially draw that spiritual line in the sand and make a decision who you serve. You have to make a decision. Hold on. Tyson, be quiet. You have to make that decision. Do you want to live a shallow life or a life fulfilled? I know somebody's saying right now, well, you know what, Joe, that's fine and dandy, but, at the end of the day, I'm trying to get paid. Okay. Hey, there's nothing wrong with being ambitious. But if it means you have to make certain concessions and certain navigations to ultimately get to your goal, but yet when you get there, you're broken, you have a hole bigger than the Grand Canyon, and you have nothing but an environment of people that are waiting to take your place, or worse, set you up to lose it all. See, you gotta understand something, y'all. God does not reward bad behavior. He only rewards you when you take accountability for your life. That is why I will convey this to you, each and every one of you, this. The person that you are right now is not the person that you were 6 months ago. However, if you're still making choices that you were making 6 months ago, and you still are getting the same results from it, and it's pain, then that should tell you right there, there's your red flag, that something here is not clicking. Something here has a block. Something here doesn't want you to grow. And anything that is forged by fear, anything that is forged with darkness, haven't you noticed that's why most things happen in the dark? Because they don't want the light to be brought upon, because they don't have the courage to do it. There's a correlation in that. Don't let your life be an example of what not to do. Don't let your life be a footnote on what happens. Don't let your life be squandered. My queens, I'm going to keep telling you this until the last person hears my voice. It is not your place. Hear what I'm saying. It is not your place to take it upon yourself to go out there and seek for a man. The moment that you make a decision to do that, you've already opened the door for pain to come and continue to live within your spirit, because that's not your place. And I know someone is saying, Gerald, I'm not trying to hear that because I deserve to be loved. Well, you're exactly right, but until you make the steps to love yourself first, how can you properly attract the one? God forbid you turn around, because let me tell you something. You know how I always say that God is the ultimate comedian? You know how I always bring that up? Because He is. See, sometimes God will give you favor when He knows you don't deserve it. But He's hoping because of that blessing has a distinct effect that it should inspire you to embrace. But because we have free will, and if you're not grounded, your ego and your pride will try to water it down into the logic that you possess. So what normally happens is that blessing has an expiration date placed on it, and until you decide to get it, you can't have it. And that's what happens when you hear about one that got away, and if I could only turn back the hands of time. And we've all been there. We've all been there. But the thing is this: if you're making a point to go through experiences, and those experiences only take from you, that's not the environment you're supposed to be in. If you're in an environment because it makes you feel whole, it makes you feel like you matter, but the foundation was forged out of deception, guess what? That ain't God, that's the devil. He kills, steals, and destroys. And he knows what's in your heart. That's why I keep conveying to you, my kings and queens, you've got to change your heart. You have to. That is when you're able to actually say no. This is when you're able to fortify boundaries. If you are allowing people, put it this way, my queens, you do it all the time. You let your eyes fool your decision making, and don't listen to what or watch what's going down. You don't even know if the man that you met is setting you up to bring you great pain. You don't even care. And you, unfortunately, think that because it's physical intimacy is love. Let me tell you what. That's a lie. And you know why I know it's a lie? Because you cry behind closed doors. You frustrated when you drive and wherever you gotta go. You try to multitask. You might be behind the wheel, but you're 1,000 miles away in your mind, trying to figure out why this person did this to you or why they said this to you. When in actuality, everything that you needed was right there. So you gotta understand something, y'all. If it's divinely meant for you to have, I don't care what it is, it must be earned. It must be fortified through time. And it won't have blocks behind it. But if you make a position, or take a position to play that, what do you call that, a lot of people do the chase thing. I'm going to give you some attention, and then when I know that you're reciprocal, I'm going to act like you don't matter. Well, guess what? Don't you realize you're wasting your time, they're wasting their time, and no one's being honest to each other? But then again, people won't be forthright and be right off the jump and say, well, you know what? I don't plan on seeing you in my future. I don't plan on being my wife. So I just want to sleep with you right now and keep sleeping with you until you up your stakes. Most men won't do that. They won't do that because they know that if they speak from a place of truth, you're going to shut down. But it's no difference than you, my queens, because you turn around and use manipulation. You play the role as, oh, I need help, knowing that you've already figured it out on what you were going to do before you made the phone call. You already knew the end result. But then it's you that's left picking up the pieces. The question is, why do you do that? Why do you sacrifice your bodies? Some of you, if you think back, have put your body through so much. What's worse, your conscience is numb. So you turn around and say, well, Gerald, I deserve to be loved. No, I want what I see in the magazines and what I see on the TV shows. Why can't I have that? Because I'm going to tell you what you see on the TV shows and in the magazines are only there to make money. Statistically, it is a fact. Women spend more money compared to men. It's 8-to-1. So of course they want you to be unbalanced when you spend your money, or worse, spend their money, because their self-esteem is low. But because of the fact that they think that you're the next sliced bread, they're gonna play the game. Excuse me. They're gonna play the game until y'all get tired of each other, or somebody slips up and tells the truth. But funny thing is, you have the nerve to act like you didn't see it coming, when in actuality you knew it from the first day you said hello. My thing is this: why won't you have courage to declare your worth? Why? Some of you guys are laying in a bed of deception. And here's something I had to learn myself, because I'm not coming off with a judging heart. I'm coming with a position of love, because you deserve to be loved. But the question I need to ask you is this: what is it going to take for you to start loving yourself? Will you be behind a jail cell, or laying on a gurney with an IV stuck in you because you didn't let a demon into your life, and the same tricks that you're using? I mean, you do understand this, family. Think about it. Each trickery that you have done to somebody, someone's going to do to you. That's a fact. I know somebody saying, I ain't going to get got like that. Well, guess what? I hate to tell you, you've already been got, because guess what? When you rolled out your bed, they were laying right next to you. You know how I always say, what's your purpose? If you can't answer that for yourself, you can't expect your mate to answer it for you. Because guess what? They don't know. They don't know. And basically you guys are playing lease to own. But guess what's going to happen out of that? one day it's going to fall apart because it is already deemed to fall apart. And God forbid, the one is going to come into your life, and you're not going to have nothing to show for him. Why do you think that? And here's something, ladies, I want you to take heed of this, because I saw a correlation into this too. Do you realize in the last 20 years there's been an upsurge of women with ovarian cancer, but before that is diagnosed, they all go through having fibroid cysts? You know what causes? You know how you get those fibroid cysts? It's because you're sleeping with dirty men. And your body is more or less, those cysts are nothing but impurities that should have never been in your body. So your pH balance, that can't fight it. Your immunities cannot find it. So what it does, it puts little nodules, like little trash bags inside your womb, and they sit there. And that's why a lot of you are going through bleeding issues. That's why some of you are having problems being incontinent. That's why some of you don't understand why your body is acting the way it is, or it's going on strike. The reason for that is because, number one, you are under spiritual attack, and the devil knows that, and the devil's going to keep bringing men to hurt you. That's why, have you noticed, not only is yourself, haven't you noticed each and every time that you go out there and to get a man to pretty much put him between your legs, the only thing that's difference between him and the last man is the fact that he looks different, but the behavior is always the same. That's why some of you always want to use you want to use this template, all men are dogs. Well, guess what? If you're getting tired of the dog biting on you, if you're getting tired of the dog pissing on you, if you're getting tired of the dog dumping on you, then why are you putting yourself where the dog is? But guess what? The correlation is you attract what you are. So if you're not in heat, the dog ain't gonna sniff. Come on now, own that. A man can't do nothing to you unless you open the door. Thank you, my angel. Somebody lied. Let's call a spade a spade. If you never put the trump card out there, you can't get trumped. And let's call a spade on this. The fact of the matter is, a man can't sleep with you unless you allow it or initiate it first. So therefore, until you open your legs, the man won't fall in there. But until you keep, as long as you don't value what's found within your legs, you will keep having trash fall in your temple door. You gotta value that. That's why being a kept woman will never work. You know what happens to a kept woman? Her resources, her essence of who she is given away by the highest bidder. That's why cougars exist. Because after a while, that kept woman becomes the cougar to only reciprocate that unto some naive boy. Notice I said boy. And what does he do? He turns around, and when he comes into his own materially, he gets the kept woman. So the cycle is there. That's the proverbial cycle is there. The question is why? Why is that? Why you gotta go through that? Why you accept bad behavior? Because that's what you know. Because that's what you're doing. So when you decide to change who you are, because I'm gonna tell you, the moment that you claim your life, that is when your life will change. And guess what? The person that you're going to be in the future is banking that you see your worth. The person that you are going to become is banking that you see your value inside. That's what fortifies a woman's grace, a woman's worth. You can't. That's why you see all these women out here doing augmentation. Don't you realize these women are going to be, they're chasing an illusion in their head that will never come to pass because they're insecure. And guess what? A real man, a spiritual man, he likes the woman that you were born to be, not the woman you become, superficially. Because guess what? When you get older, doesn't matter what tricks that you try. The man, he wants to see the one with the crust in the eyes and the bad breath. He just wants to love her. He don't care about no contacts or hair that ain't hers. First of all, why are you going to claim something that ain't you? Don't you realize how beautiful you are? But the media wants to keep you dumb and blind because they making money off your bad choices. Think about it. If you saw your worth, do you know how many beauty supply stores would go out of business? Huh? That is a billion-dollar industry, and guess what? You don't even get to put your name on that stuff. Think about it. Think about it. My kings, a woman will never respect you until you learn to respect yourself. You're no different than a broom in a closet, brother. You're there to do a job, and until the job is done, she's going to keep you around. But when the job is complete, she's going to kick you to the curb. And those are women you don't want anyway, because they don't see their worth. They don't. And 9 times out of 10, if they did, why would they put themselves out there to be vandalized? Nobody invests in a broken window. Nobody. They replace them. So what I'm saying to you, each and every one of y'all, your future should not be plagued with discord and heartbreak and medical issues and mental duress. No. You're going to keep going through that stuff until you emotionally break down or have the courage to do the work. Do the work. Because let's call a spade on this one. You want to have the life that you dream about? Step your game up by claiming your life. You can't find that in your ass. You can't find that with anything that you wasn't given. You was not given. If you had to go out and buy it, guess what? It's only there to serve a purpose. But you can't take it with you. You can't. And if you really want to know what love truly feels like, have the courage to start loving yourself. One foot after the other. Embrace your path. Love yourself. And yeah, the trade-off is this. Shallow people attract shallow people. And when the resource runs out, the truth comes out. And what happens? You're left picking up the pieces. You don't deserve that. Stop doing that. Stop. But once you start to do that work, your environment will change. Because guess what? Negativity can't live where positivity is born. It can't. So guess what? Say goodbye to them. But if it's divinely meant and they've done the work, God will open doors that have been closed. You do understand people come into your life to validate where you are. So if you're going through something right now, give it to your higher power. Give it to him. Stop using superficial means to feel whole. You will never feel whole by picking that bottle up or getting high. And worse, my queens, you will not understand what love is by serving up your body to someone that don't even know your middle name. And here's the sad thing about it. They don't plan on it either. They just want to keep you naive, chasing that little string till you get tired of chasing. And why would you want to do that? Because basically you put a price on your self-worth. And you more or less have said, I'm no different than that woman who has consciously made a decision to give herself to the highest bidder. That ain't nothing but a harlot. That ain't nothing but a woman that's walking a block. Only difference is you do it behind closed doors. Don't you realize the HIV rate is higher in your gender than any? So, it's like putting a gun to your head playing Russian roulette. But what's even sad about that is God will bring you to one, and you won't be able to reciprocate the love they're trying to give you because your pride, your ego will block you until you do. So see your work, y'all. It's time to do the work. If you ain't doing it, fall on that knee. Have that conversation with your higher power. And I'm going to always tell you this. If you got some emotional baggage going on, you got some emotional scars that have been there since your childhood, it's your responsibility to get the proper advice. Go to someone that will give you sound advice that you can feel emotionally safe to let the real you be heard. That's why a lot of y'all walk around angry and bitter. Especially you, my queens. You're mad because of the fact that your judgment was impacted by your emotional state at that moment. So, if that was the case, look at the environment when you made that decision. But look at the correlations each and every time you go through a disappointment. And I guarantee you, your eyes will be open. It's time for you to do the work. Come on now. You wasn't brought on this planet to suffer. You were brought on this planet to be loved, to grow, to be cherished. Some of you are going to be the matriarchs of your family. Some of you are going to be the truth sayers of what you represent as your legacy. But you cannot do that until you're honest and authentic with yourself. And the worst thing that you can do is refuse to grow. And your extensions see that. Because guess what? What's going to happen is the apple don't fall far from the tree. And there's no greater pain that a parent can feel than watching their children or child emulate the things that they have. You remember that commercial? And I'm going to leave this alone. Remember that commercial? There's a little white boy. I think the mama's in the garage. She smells smoke or something like that. And the little, I might have got it wrong, but little boy, he's in there smoking a joint. And the mother is like, she's all furious, like, where'd you learn to? Why are you smoking? Who gave you this? And where'd you pick that up? And then the little boy looks back at her, and he said, it was you, Mom. I learned it from you. Well, guess what? A child born in your life is dependent on your direction. But if your direction is not straight, nor will their path be. So you got a responsibility to you, but to those that look up to you. Come on now. Claim your life. Claim your worth. Alright, y'all. Well, I hope you guys have a beautiful week. Sidestep that negativity. Check your environment. And if your environment does not spawn growth, see your worth and step out of that environment, because that's what's holding you back. That's what's holding you back. And guess what? Your future is depending on you to love yourself first. Alright, y'all. I hope you guys be safe. Have an abundant week. As always, put your higher power first. And as I always say, God is praying for you. You know I am. I see your worth. And for that, That helps me. That helps me discern mine. If you got any questions and concerns, you just need some advice, do the greatest thing you can do for yourself. Seek the knowledge you need so that your life can be what you desire it to be. It's action, y'all. That's in your heart. Your heart ain't dead because you're alive. So, with that being said, if you got any questions, concerns, by all means, inbox me below. I'm also on Google Plus, and like and subscribe if you haven't. God loves you, and your life that you dream of is only a moment away. The moment you take the first step to claim it. Look forward to hearing from you guys. You guys stay blessed, y'all. Peace.